most unthinkable storyline has unfolded in this NBA Finals. You are watching what greatness is all about.
Who's got the ball?
It's all over. And there they go. They won it again.
Inbound pass to West. West from the backcourt, an 80-foot jumper. Good!
I think we see Willis coming out.
He is just showing so much heart and determination.
What a play by Dave Cowan.
Get ready for basketball battle. It is the NBA championship.
Larry Bird. That follows his own shot. Oh, what a play. Unbelievable.
And he got a middle. Hook shot at 12. Good!
I don't believe it. I don't believe what I just saw down here.
Oh, my goodness. A spectacular move by Michael Jordan. Three-pointers from Jordan. What in the world is going on?
From championship number 6.
Drive, hang, fire, scores! He scores!
Wraparound pass to O'Neal. Look out again. Shaquille O'Neal with a right-hand jam.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
For three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
The Miami Heat, they've done it.
It's all over! It's over! It's over! They have done it again. Chicago is world champions once more.
Back to back. Yeah!
I don't believe it.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
They are number 1.
Champions of the world!
Good evening and welcome to Game 5 of the 2013 NBA Finals, featuring the Miami Heat and your San Antonio Spurs. We ask that you please rise and remove your hats and put your right hand over your heart for the presentation of our nation's colors, being presented tonight by the Joint Base San Antonio Lackland Honor Guard. Here to perform the national anthem, please welcome multi-platinum recording artist Darius Rucker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Darius Rucker.
They have alternated victories through 4 games. Game 1, a last-second thriller. Then decisive wins in 3, 4, and 5. Who grabs the series lead tonight? This presentation of the NBA Finals continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
James. The 6'8" forward from Florida, number 13, Mike Miller. The 6'11" center from Georgia Tech, number 1, Chris Bosh. The 6'2" guard from Kansas, number 15, Mario Chalmers. And a 6'4" guard from Marquette, number 3, Dwayne Wade. The head coach of the Miami Heat is Eric Spoelstra.
This is our house.
And now for your Western Conference champion, San Antonio Spurs. A 6'11" forward from Wake Forest, number 21, Tim Duncan. A 6'7" forward from...
I'm Jesse Williams here at Game 5, and tonight, believe me, you are not going to want to miss what Jay-Z and Samsung have put together just for you. You're going to watch the world premiere right here at the end of the first half, then come back and meet me in the top of the third quarter so we can talk it over. You're not going to want to miss this one.
Two teams left standing, all square through 4 games.
Parker with 2 to shoot. Just gets it off in time. What a shot from Parker. Oh, what a block from James. Throws it back at Splitter, who is ready to dunk.
Each advance countered.
Stolen by Wade. Oh, gets in and throws it down. Parker's going to have to put it up, flips it up, off the glass and in.
Games raised to new heights.
Green tries a 3. Oh, Danny Green does it again. Miller a 3. It's good. Mike Miller from downtown. Neal at the buzzer. Bang!
These former and current champions know it boils down to this. Who can win twice?
Duncan faces. Superb move from Parker. Wade gets in and throws it down. Miami Heat dazzling tonight at both ends of the floor. It's the final home game of the season for the San Antonio Spurs. It's their turn to bounce back after a 16-point loss in Game 4 and a sellout crowd at the AT&T Center. Dwayne Wade, magnificent with his finest performance of the playoffs in Game 4. The Heat were superb at both ends of the court. Tony Parker's strained hamstring feeling better after a few more days of treatment. Parker and the Spurs needing a win before the series head back to Miami. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Game 5, along with Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Green on hand, Doris Burke with us as well. These 2013 NBA Finals has been a series of counterpunches. The Heat and the Spurs have taken us for a nice little roller coaster ride. And Jeff, in Game 4, it was the Heat's turn. They were embarrassed in Game 3, but their big three bounced back in a big way. The question for them, how do they recreate that type of desperation?
Well, who knows if they can replicate the 85 points they scored in Game 4, but they can replicate the great defensive effort. Their intensity was off the charts, and that's why, Mike, the McDonald's winning ingredient is defense for the Heat.
Meanwhile, for the San Antonio Spurs, it's their turn. Like Miami, they have not lost 2 in a row so far in these playoffs. Now, Tony Parker has led them through most of the postseason. He was great in Game 1, but in 2, 3, and 4, he was slowed by the Heat defense and the strained hamstring. They need him now to be the guy.
Yeah, they have to play with pace to be great. And so it's up to Parker to push the pace, but also Manu Ginobili, inserted into the starting lineup, has to add to that and play a very, very efficient Game 5. He's a great competitor who has not played well so far.
Look at the starting lineups in Ginobili with his first start of the season, regular season or playoffs. Mike Miller will start his second straight game of this series as both coaches making some changes deep into the finals. And who knows what we'll see. This series has been so difficult to predict. As we mentioned, Game 1 so close, decided in the final seconds, but Games 2, 3, and 4 are pretty much blowouts in the second half. as we're underway here for Game 5. And Ginobili and Miller, two guys inserted into the starting lineup on each other to begin. Ginobili right away looks to shoot. And boy, does that have to feel good for Manu Ginobili, who has struggled with his shot all series, just 34%, and just 3 of 16 from downtown before he hit that one.
They switched the pick and roll. He got a little separation from Bosch and hit the much needed 3.
Ginobili is on Wade. Parker on Chalmers. Wade spinning. Gets in the paint and got hit by Leonard. That first possession, the sight for sore eyes for Ginobili and the Spurs.
Well, they switch late clock. Bosch gives him a little space, but contests it well. That is what Ginobili is capable of. No one's a better competitor, Mike. And that's a 2.
Now, they counted it as a 3, but that is clearly a 2-point field goal.
And I didn't see him give the signal to look at that again.
Either way, Ginobili gets on the board. This one obviously not close.
But you look at Tony Brothers, he's looking at a different angle.
Wade, meanwhile, hits the free throw. Wade was saying after Game 4, I needed a game like this, but my team needed a game like this from me. He was absolutely superb, and it really jump-started with his defense.
I loved his first move down there, just really aggressive and attacking.
Nice feed. Pretty good start for Ginobili. A 2-pointer and a gorgeous pass, and it's 5-2, at least for now.
Because they don't have the other big on the floor to start the game in splitter as Wade hits the jumper, the back cuts are open because they've got everybody spread to the three-point line.
Welcome to the new NBA. Small ball, so prevalent. Another nice entry pass. Duncan throws it down. I think Ginobili likes to start. Hit his only shot, and that's 2 assists. James fakes. Wade attacking in Game 4, aggressive already here. Not that time, Leonard the rebound.
Very good individual defense by Danny Green.
Duncan battling Bosch. Parker gets in the way, bumps Duncan. Ginobili on the attack, draws the foul, throws it up with the basket. And they're going to say in the act of shooting as Mike Miller picks up his first.
Well, Chris Bosch working hard to get around in front of Duncan. Duncan always been a great sealer in the post. Gets the good catch, the nice feed by Ginobili, and that would be called too small at the rim.
As Ginobili hits the free throw, Duncan had 20 points in Game 4. That is a look of give me the ball. Well, Ginobili averaging 7.5 points per game in these finals. He had a good Game 1 as James drives down the other end and draws the foul. Both teams very aggressive early offensively and drawing fouls.
Well, terrific push by LeBron James down the floor after a made free throw. You cannot give him seams in transition. Danny Green was late because he's guarding Mike Miller somehow in transition. So this push, Danny Green's got to be there, but he's afraid to get too deep on the help because he's guarding Miller, who's shooting the ball exceptionally well.
Green with his first foul, and Greg Popovich has told his players, whoever's out there guarding Miller, do not leave him alone. Miller has been superb from downtown. So is that man, Danny Green. James is on him right now. Bad pass from Green, stolen by Chalmers. Chalmers lobs it up to James, and he misses the jam. Wade and Green battling for it down low, still loose, and a held ball. Mike Miller shaken up on the play, limping. It looks like it's his right leg that's bothering him. And Wade also slow to get up.
But Wade's effort level to chase this play down. This is a 99% completion rate. It'd be easy to give up on the play. Wade doesn't, and he creates the jump ball.
Meanwhile, Gary Neal has come in. Greg Popovich very upset with that last pass from Danny Green.
No one's happier than Danny Green that he gets to come back in and jump, because Greg Popovich was having at him.
And he made him sit next to him, so Green is glad to leave for a couple of minutes at least, or until the next whistle.
Yeah.
Neal stays there. Green has to jump.
Green hopes there's not a foul call until the end of the first quarter.
So Wade and Green will jump. A very quick pace early, and that's exactly what Greg Popovich wants. Eric Spoelstra likes that up-tempo pace as well. Not a lot of people, by the way they're lined up, are giving Danny Green any shot at winning this. I don't understand that. And Green gets it on the way down. Both guys mistime their jumps to start. Ginobili to Duncan. An aggressive Tim Duncan. And the Spurs are 4 for 4.
You see, Duncan doesn't roll all the way to the rim a lot of times. It's a half roll situation where he catches it at about 10 feet. Much more difficult to defend.
Bosh, too strong. Leonard with those big hands corrals the rebound. Green to the basket, tried to dunk it. And Bosh able to deflect it. Miller alley-up to James, and this one he finishes. Boy, fast-paced basketball so far in the first 3 minutes. They were the two best shooting teams in the NBA during the regular season. Two of the higher scoring teams. And they're off to an excellent start. Leonard, that hits. 5 for 6 for San Antonio.
The question is, can San Antonio keep up this pace of offense? This is where they play their best. They were up 15-5 to start last game.
Wade may have gotten away with lifting his pivot foot. James whips the pass to Miller. Miller, three-pointer won't go. Miller 9 for 11 from 3 in the first 4 games. Green gets in there trying to draw a foul. Ball deflected. Green upset. He thought he was hit. Now Green gets back in the picture and deflects the shot. He was a little slow getting up, but good hustle at the end. Parker takes Miller, spins. Nice defense from Mike Miller. Tim Duncan told Manu Ginobili, be more selfish. Ginobili drives, blocked by Bosh, his second rejection. Wade, the Euro step, and his second field goal.
Chris Bosh may have gotten away with a bump on Ginobili, but his effort to defend the basket last game and to start this game is very good.
He had 2 blocks in game 4, already 2 here in game 5. Duncan goes right at Bosh. Ginobili sets another 3, puts it in. Manu Ginobili has 8 points. He scored 5 total in game 4.
Mike, 2 things I think has helped him. Starting and Greg Popovich meeting with him to try to reinvigorate his level of confidence, which had to be wavering.
Wade drives the baseline. Good help from Duncan, but leaves Bosh open. And Chris Bosh able to finish. And Greg Popovich wants a timeout. He's been overall very happy with his defense in this series. It's his offense he's been concerned with. The offense looks very sharp so far.
Very good. Tim Duncan, a little footwork, draws the double. The pass really off target, but Ginobili bounces up and nails the 3.
Back in San Antonio, Manu Ginobili looks sharp for the Spurs in the starting role. Throughout his career, he drives Greg Popovich crazy, and Ginobili remembers one time in particular.
I got an offensive rebound, 1 minute to go, up 1. 1 minute to go, 50 seconds. And I took it to the three-point line, and I faked the shot. But knowing that I wasn't going to take it, we had a full possession. And I look at him, and I saw him jumping, I'm not LeBron James style. He jumped this high. And, you know, I stop and throw it to Tony, and I saw the whole bench. It's like this. That was very funny, you know, at the end of the game, and I really enjoyed it.
The whole team sounded like they enjoyed it very much. Meanwhile, Popovich enjoying Ginobili's hot start. Now the score changed. Wade, nice block on Neal. That Ginobili shot that he hit to start was indeed a two-pointer. As Wade fouled, and the officials during that last timeout reviewed it. It was clearly a two, so they took a point away from San Antonio. Their lead is still 3.
I have to say, though, they got the call right, but there was no signal on the floor when that shot was taken and made to review it. And they have to follow strict procedures. So I don't know what brought the review upon. They got it eventually right, but not necessarily that they wanted to look at it right away.
Well, let's see if we can get some clarification with Doris and Steve Jabby.
So nice he's here, and we were discussing exactly why they could go ahead and look at this. What happened?
What happens is the officials communicate on the floor. Obviously, Jeff didn't see it. They made some kind of communication. It was the first possession of the game, and they have to wait to the very first timeout in order to make sure it's a 2 or 3.
But you do not have to initially signal that review.
Well, if the two officials look at each other and they do it with themselves, the TV guy might not have seen it, but the officials know they have to go to review at the first time out.
Okay, Mike.
All right, that's I like when you're referred to as the TV guy.
No, but I think they got their information from the TV guy, and then Lonnie McCutcheon came back out. Listen, it's all semantics. They got the call right. But I again disagree with Steve.
Parker drives down the lane, out to Danny Green for 3. Way off. A rare occurrence for Green, who has been marvelous during these NBA Finals. Meanwhile, Wade off to another superb start. Tried to get it inside. Good help defense from Duncan. And Miami turns it over for the second time.
See, that to me is where Wade cannot be trying to get others involved. They're playing soft on the pick and roll. Come right into that pocket and shoot your shot. It doesn't matter how many times you shoot it. Be consistently aggressive.
The Heat, turnover-wise, that's been a key for them in the series. 3 of the 4 games, they've turned it over less than 10 times. Nice entry pass to Duncan. Duncan. How many times have we seen that move over 16 years?
But late in the shot clock, searching him out against Bosch, particularly with all the shooting on the floor, makes it a very difficult cover.
Duncan's 3 for 3. Chalmers misses. Ball batted around. Nice save by Bosch. James, that's a 3. Puts it in. LeBron James from downtown. All even at 17.
Miami is too good offensively to give them second shots.
James on Parker. Boris Dio just checked in, and a foul on the entry pass as Bosch will pick up his first. The series will ship to Miami. Game 6 will be Tuesday on ABC, 9 Eastern tip. And then, if necessary, Game 7 on Thursday, also in Miami. And also tip-off shortly after 9. Ginobili resting early because he has to come in for Tony Parker. He's probably going to play the backup point guard tonight.
And Mario Chalmers got off to a much better start tonight defensively against Tony Parker. Tony Parker in that 15-5 run to start the last game was blowing by Chalmers. Chalmers set a good tone tonight on the ball.
Parker crossover move, left-handed, draws the foul. Norris Cole is a good quick defender, and Parker blew right by him. And he'll head to the free throw line.
Wow, that's like 3 moves in 1. Inside out, crossover. And then wisely jumping into Haslam to create the contact.
Parker misses the free throw. You know, we talked a lot about Dwayne Wade and having great first halves and quiet second halves until game 4. It's the same thing for Parker. He had a great second half in game 1, but in games 2, 3, and 4, he's been quiet. You saw scoreless in the second half of game 4. 1 for 2 from the line. Diao on James. Norris Cole has shot well from downtown in the playoffs. That one way off. Spurs want to push, even on makes. They want to push. Duncan doubled. Foul. Shot won't go. Good entry pass from Diao and more free throws. Both teams getting to the line early.
Because they're fronting Duncan, the high-lows available. Very few players can make the pass Diao just made. He saw the play before the play was open. And because they have enough shooting, the weak side is not in to take that pass away. Haslam, because he's so much smaller, is trying to work his way around. Good seal, good catch. And Miller bumps him. But Boris Diaw, terrific pass.
I mean, there's not a lot of time. If you don't throw it at that precise moment, that's a turnover.
At that precise moment, away from the defense.
Duncan 1 for 2. 7 early points for Tim Duncan.
And Boris Diaw on LeBron James.
Pull up two-pointer, too strong. It's Green, Neal, Parker, Duncan, and Diaw for San Antonio. Haslam, Cole, Ray Allen off the bench with James and Wade. Tony Parker flips it up. There's his specialty. Spurs by 4. Timeout Miami. Parker with his first field goal.
The balance and finishing ability of Parker is incredible. Attacks Cole. Cole does a good job cutting him off, but he just sidesteps him. And as he's falling down, keeps enough balance to bank it in and give the Spurs a 4-point lead.
The execution has to be physical, it has to be aggressive. It wasn't good enough. Game 5, NBA Finals, at our house. I want aggression, I want physicality, and we can play a lot smarter.
We're talking about being an elite championship team. It's about winning, right now, 2 games in a row. And that's the only thing we're focused on right now is getting this game.
It's all about imposing your will tonight, man. Both offensively and defensively. Protect your brother at all costs, man. Do more. As well as we played last game, it ain't gonna be enough to win tonight. It ain't gonna be enough. You gotta give more, dog. You gotta protect more, you gotta help more, you gotta sacrifice more in order to get this win. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about us.
Stakes certainly don't get much higher than Game 5 of the NBA Finals, tied at 2. As James has to put it up and misses that jumper. Of course, I'll say that again if there's a Game 7.
Well, I love the speech, but I disagree as Parker gets fouled. If they do the same, Miami will be fine. If they get 3 guys playing at a high level like James, Wade, and Bosh the same night, there's no team that can beat them.
As the highest point total the 3 have had in a playoff game in their 3 years together, and they're off to excellent starts here in Game 5.
But they're not getting, other than the James lob, it's not that transition assault that you saw to start in that first quarter in Game 4.
Meanwhile, for San Antonio, they are pushing every single time. They just don't want Miami's defense to get set. Their half-court defense is tremendous.
Well, Greg Popovich has such high regard for Eric Spoelstra's defense because it's so well drilled and they're so quick that they can cover up for mistakes.
Green on Wade. Haslam sets a screen. Shot clock winding down. Duncan backs off. Wade way short. Duncan with his 4th rebound. Spurs shooting the ball well here in the first period. 57% thus far. Parker goes right at Cole again and finishes. Remember, Parker had a great start in game 4 as well.
But he's picking on Cole right now. He's just going straight ISO, getting his body into him and lofting it up over the top.
8 straight points. Good defense from Green, but Haslam gets free. Misses the layup. Green on the rebound. Gary Neal fakes one dribble, 2-point attempt. Neal has shot the ball so well here in these finals. A 10-point lead on a 10-0 run. Cole finds Wade. Under 2 to play here in the opening period. 2 to shoot. Wade sidesteps. Nice move, but can't finish. Duncan the rebound. Good balanced scoring from San Antonio. Their big 3, each with 7 points here in the first period. Parker won again, and this time he got called for a travel. It's only the second turnover for the Spurs. That was a big problem in game 4.
Well, again, he's just getting his body into Cole, knocking him back a little bit and shooting over the top. He got called for a travel on that one, but that's what he wants against Cole. He doesn't want the pick and roll. He wants one-on-one from the high post.
He also wants an explanation. He didn't think he traveled. He was hoping to see a replay on the big video board here.
He's like, I'm from Europe. I can get away with a Euro step.
Chalmers and Allen play catch. Thiago Splitter in for the first time after not starting. Stolen by Leonard. Neal, no hesitation. Too strong. Diaw tips it to himself. Pass to Leonard. Nearly stolen by James, but the gamble a costly one, and Leonard throws it down. 12 straight points. And a 20-second timeout called by the Heat.
This in the NBA Finals, isn't it? You gonna let the president get some shots? I'm gonna guard you, though. Secret Service 24/7. Then watch the president disappear. Money! What happened right there?
What happened? You're the president. You can't swap the president. It's in the Constitution or something like that.
A superb start for San Antonio. 61% shooting, pushing the pace. And they're on a 12-0-1 right now. Remember, in game 4, they had an early 10-point lead.
But good loose ball play by Diaw. His best trait is his passing. A hook bounce pass to the cutting Leonard for the catch and score.
Will Sevening, the head athletic trainer for the Spurs, patching up Tony Parker. You see the Heat on a scoring drought right now. They've missed their last 6. Allen. James slips it right back. Battier will try from the corner. Bosch, the offensive rebound. James has hit 1 3 already. Cross-court pass. Look at this ball move. But the Spurs stay with it. Allen, the runner. Good soft touch.
Ray Allen is better off the dribble and has been throughout his career than most people think. If he was just a spot-up shooter, he'd be easy to guard. But when you're closing as hard as you have to close to him, he just shows it and goes.
It's the Heat's first points in almost 4.5 minutes. A little over a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Leonard, that's a 3. Final seconds, Chalmers off the mark, rebound Leonard. And a strong first quarter for the Spurs comes to an end. In game 4, it was Miami's big 3. Here in the first quarter of game 5, the Spurs big 3 with a counter. Tony Parker, 7 early points. Manu Ginobili, 7 points. Tim Duncan, 7 points. And the Spurs end on a 15-2 run. They lead by 13. Action inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Second quarter set to begin here in Game 5. Spurs up by 13. Time for our coach's interview brought to you by Radio Shack moments ago. Doris with Eric Spoelstra.
Thank you, Mike. What allowed them to get that separation down the stretch?
Our offense was horrible, and that got us into most trouble. Too many empty possessions.
What about on the defensive end? Ginobili, Parker, Duncan got them off to a great start. What do you need to see defensively?
Well, a little bit better offense, get our defense set, and more effort. That was about as easy as it could possibly be for them.
Eric, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Doris. Split or a foul. You never want to have to say need more effort, but that's been kind of the way the Heat have gone. They play so well after a loss, play with passion, play with desperation, and it has not been followed up by the same type of intensity.
But I think San Antonio played so sharp offensively that it would have been tough for any defense. Now, you can hold them to less than 32, but I thought they were super in that first quarter. And the insertion of Ginobili and playing small really helped.
Battier hits a three-pointer. He has struggled mightily with his shot. Just 1 of 9 in the finals. A splitter down the other end.
But remember what Greg Popovich told us. He wanted his Spurs to push it after makes as hard as after misses. Great push after that made 3 by Battier.
Chalmers blocked by Diaw. Splitter had it, lost it. Leonard dives on it, throws it ahead to Neal. Ginobili, rifle pass into Splitter, poked away by Chalmers off of Splitter's leg. You knew Splitter wanted to dunk it. He had a shot blocked twice in Game 4. Was upset with how poorly he played, said he had a couple of sleepless nights. That dunk was with authority. And then taken out of the starting lineup with the small ball of Miami.
Well, look at this push. Good inbound by Diaw. The simple advance pass. Battier out of position uncharacteristically, and Splitter gets the dunk.
He scored 5 seconds into the shot clock. James short by about a foot. Chalmers just got a little over aggressive and is called for his first foul. First team foul here in the second. Tony Brothers is going to let the first one go, but then when he knocked them off balance. You know, we have not seen, and it's actually been why the series has been so much fun. Not that after the whistle chippiness and talking back and forth, there's been none of that so far through the first 4 games.
And so the officials don't have to make technical fouls or flagrant foul calls. I think through 5 games, it's been incredibly well officiated.
Shot clock winding down. Splitter's going to have to put it up. Barely hits the rim. And Chalmers the other way. Chalmers uses a Bosch screen. Green mistimed his jump, but Leonard right there. Again, the Spurs pushing. Leonard goes right at Battier. Shot is good.
And I love the no call. The shot was already out of Leonard's hands. You see too often more of a college mentality to call every contact near the restricted area a charge or a block. Good no call.
Leonard 4 for 4, 9 points, 4 rebounds. And this is the largest lead of the first half. Shot clock winding down. Bosch is going to have to put it up over Neal. Way off. Air ball, 24-second violation.
Well, San Antonio pushing it. Leonard does a good job of going sort of straight up. The ball's out of his hands. I like this. Now, if I was Miami's coach,
you'd be hooting and hollering.
Exactly. But for the betterment of the game, those plays are great. Unless it's such a train wreck, that you have to call a charge.
I agree. Meanwhile, the Spurs are playing defense with the same type of tenacity that Miami did in Game 4. Bad pass from Ginobili. Wade stepped out of bounds. They're going to say it was possession, so the shot clock will reset as we listen to Greg Popovich.
This game is a big boy game. Physicality, toughness with the ball, bodies on blockout. Don't stop the pace, no matter what you do. And transition D is equally important. Love it. You know what you got to do.
Big boy game. The biggest boy on the floor right now, Splitter, just called for an offensive foul. Now, Chalmers was in, but I think Splitter caught it in the lower defensive area, which would negate. It was very close to where he caught it. That negates that circle, or the semicircle, so it appears to be the right call. Wade, crossover move, kicks it out. Battier will try again. In and out. Bosh the rebound, back up, and he's hammered. Gary Neal reaches in, and Bosh all fired up as he goes to the free throw line. And we'll have a timeout. Just over 3 minutes gone by in the second. Great start here in Game 5. Spurs have been in attack mode from the opening tip.
And it started with Manu Ginobili inserted into the starting lineup and responding, and Tim Duncan giving them the paint presence they so need. And then Tony Parker, their engine all year, sizing up Norris Cole, getting a little shoulder into him, creating just enough space to get his shot off.
And you see the numbers for their big three. As a team, 64% from the field. Again, a great start for San Antonio. And as Eric Spoelstra said, a horrible offensive start for Miami. They're shooting just 27%. Parker getting a rest right now.
And quietly, Kawhi Leonard off to another good start.
Everything he does is quiet. The Spurs will tell you he's the quietest player in the NBA. Maybe the quietest who's ever played for San Antonio. During one of the media sessions, they asked Greg Popovich, how confident is Kawhi Leonard right now? Popovich said, I don't know. He doesn't talk to me. But he is a chance to be a special young player. His second year in the league, just 21 years old. His defense on LeBron James in the first 3 games was just terrific. As Chalmers, just getting a little over aggressive, picks up another foul. That's his second and the team's second. ShopNBAStore.com now for your Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs finals gear. Choose from jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and more. NBAStore.com. One store, every team. Ginobili, another nice pass to Splitter. Diaw, extra look. Danny Green. That's a 3 from Danny Green. His 20th of the NBA Finals.
And Mike, Boris Diaw has really helped the offense of the San Antonio Spurs by his passing. An extra pass to Green right there.
Bosh cleans it up. Splitter had to come help. And off Wade's miss, Chris Bosh now with 6 points and 4 rebounds.
And a lot of it is Eric Spoelstra playing him solely as a 5-man the last 2 games.
Splitter had it, lost it. They're fighting for it. We'll have a held ball. Good hustle from both teams. Rick Popovich upset with Manu Ginobili.
Well, Ginobili starts it to Splitter, Splitter to Diaw, and then no hesitation, knowing your personnel, to touch it to Danny Green immediately, turning down his own 3-point shot to get Danny Green his 20th 3 of the finals.
He is on pace to have the best 3-point shooting performance in NBA Finals history. Just incredible numbers right now. For the finals, he's 20 for 30. The NBA Finals record, most threes in the finals, Ray Allen, 22. There's the man. He did it with Boston back in 08. Bosh jump shot. And by the way, Popovich wasn't upset with Ginobili for that play we just showed. It was after that he called him over. But Ginobili is playing with the type of aggression he was hoping for. Green puts it up, puts it in. Danny Green continues to light it up from downtown, and it's back to 16.
But whereas most people stay spotted up in the weak side corner, Danny Green moved all the way corner to corner as Ginobili's pick and roll took place. Chalmers lost vision. Green wide open and knocks in the three.
His scintillating shooting continues.
I mean, no one's even around him because of his movement without the ball. The corner three is the shortest one, and Tim Duncan loving it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
I don't care how many shots you miss. Yeah. I don't care how many you take. I want every loose ball. Compete.
Well, I'd like him to make them, and this is how he creates them. Chalmers turns his head to watch the pick and roll, just relocates to the weak side corner, and knocks in the corner three. Good read by Ginobili. The pass is on target. You ask, how do you lose a guy who's made 23s in the finals? It's hard when you have to do two things at once. Chalmers had team defensive responsibilities on the pick and roll and lost Green.
And now hit that second one, so 21 for 31. That was initially a pass by Wade. And hit off the rim. Bosch once again there to clean it up.
Bosch has done a great job changing how he's played. Getting involved in all the paint game. Rebounding. Second shots.
Parker left his feet. Green again. It's good. Danny Green has just tied Ray Allen's record for most threes ever in an NBA Finals. And it's only game 5. Wade comes right back with a tough move. This is one of the most incredible shooting performances in the history of the NBA Finals from downtown. Duncan, foul by Miller, and that's 3 fouls on Mike Miller. Danny Green, the guy who was cut by the team who drafted him in the second round, Cleveland, cut twice by the San Antonio Spurs, is making history here in the 2013 Finals.
Just great movement without the ball. Again, sliding around the three-point line, getting his feet set, and Tony Parker doing a good job delivering. Wasn't a great possession, wasn't even poorly defended by Ray Allen. Against most guys, that's great defense.
Green has played on winners his whole career. St. Mary's High School in Manhasset. His coach was Tim Cluse, now the coach at Iona College. Then he went to North Carolina, won a national championship with the Tar Heels. The NBA experience was a little bumpy early, but he is shining brightly here on the biggest stage right now. Wade, a second effort. Wade has just been tremendous the last game and a half.
He's been very aggressive. And now LeBron James is on Parker. And James has to get himself into the game as well.
Parker on the drive. Kawhi Leonard gets away from Battier. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, Greg Popovich very upset. He thought that Battier nudged him. Five second quarter turnovers for San Antonio. Inside pass deflected, and it goes in. Bosch is going to get credit for that. Spurs played it well defensively. Diaw down low, finds Duncan. Duncan greeted by Bosh. Another good defensive play from Chris Bosh. Way to James, can't stop that. And Greg Popovich, red hot at Tony Brothers, calls timeout, gives him an earful. As Miami's cut a 17-point lead to 11 with 6 straight points.
Well, the block by Bosh, then the quick outlet. Wait, simple pass to the running James. This is when the Heat are at their best and cut the lead to 11.
ESPN's presentation.
Coverage of the NBA Finals continues Tuesday on ABC with Game 6 from Miami. Tip-off shortly after 9. And our coverage against Kia NBA Countdown at 8:30. Poole will have a 3-2 lead. Danny Green trying to make it the San Antonio Spurs.
And he got off to a slow start. Missed a couple layups, airballed the 3, but then a couple nice plays by the Spurs to get him free, and his movement without the ball creates enough space to knock down 3 threes in a row, and Miami has to account for him everywhere from the time the ball comes across the court in transition.
Well, he still certainly has plenty of time to set the finals record. Ray Allen was guarding him earlier. It was all over him. Not going to break my record, but you have a feeling it's going to fall sooner rather than later. Seems every NBA Finals there's a member of the supporting cast who just plays so well on the big stage. Diaw called for travel. And Green has been the man for San Antonio. And Greg Popovich, he got on him a lot. Said he lose focus. He's a floater. That's what he said to him. You float too much. In terms of his mindset floating in and out of the game. He has come a long way in improvement. And not just the 3-point shooting. Allen to Wade. Ray Allen fires, puts it in, and a foul. And Allen kicked out his leg. Parker with the personal, and a chance for a 4-point play for Ray Allen. 9 straight points. You know what? That wasn't a leg kick out. I was wrong. Parker just ran into him and went underneath him. Have to give the shooter room to land.
Excellent ball movement. The extra pass by Battier, and you're right, Mike. You've got to be able to go up and down. You have to protect shooters.
They did that. 10 straight points by the Heat. Diaw, that's a 2-pointer.
And I like Miami's defensive plan against Diaw. Don't close to him. Make him shoot it over the top.
James flips it back out. Duncan is on James. 6 to shoot. James powers in. Reverse layup. Banks it in. 12 straight points. And despite the huge disparity in field goal percentage, the Heat only down by 5. It's 63% to 40%. James harassing Parker. Duncan wants it. 4 to shoot. Duncan turns. Back shot is good. He's got 11. And that ends the 12-0 run. Wade on the drive. Floats it up. Just misses. A little over 3.5 remaining in a wild second quarter. Duncan double, then a reach-in foul called. It's going to be Bosh's second. Heat not in the penalty yet. They're 14 foul.
I like how they're searching Duncan out more tonight. He's got Bosh on his back. It's late in the shot clock. The nice catch, the recognition, allowing Parker to clear through, and then spinning off Bosh's body for the bank shot.
So Bosch yelling out 3. He wanted a 3-second violation. Leonard aims and fires. Ray Allen pulls down the rebound. James wide open and a whistle away from the ball. And it's going to be Kawhi Leonard. His second. Spurs' 4th team foul. I know the NBA is frequently a game of runs, but this series has taken it to a whole new level.
Yeah, the exaggerated nature of these runs is unusual.
5 to shoot. James backs in. There's the help from Green. Good help defense, but just a better shot from LeBron James. He's got 13 on 5 of 9 from the field.
And San Antonio can't slow down. They have to continue to push the pace as Greg Popovich wants.
Parker drives. Allen does a good job racing Green off the line. And Green foul as they look to get it inside. And Green will go to the line as the Heat now in the penalty.
Shot clock winding down. James tries to drive into Leonard. Leonard does a good job holding his ground. Green gives some secondary support to contest, but the nice fadeaway jumper by James.
Green to the line. And Green's three-point shooting, this is not out of the norm for him. I mean, the percentage is hotter than he normally is, but he's become one of the best three-point shooters in the game. As he hits the free throw, I'll remind you the Sprint halftime report coming up. Magic, Michael, Jalen, and Bill will analyze the first half as these NBA Finals continue. And on the Sprint halftime report, only Steph Curry, Steve Novak, and Steve Nash have a higher career three-point percentage among active players than Danny Green.
It's pretty good company right there. And Mike, you know, you're talking about the studio show. They're all known by one name now. Magic is Magic and Mike is Mike.
You think I should give the full names?
No, I'm just saying that's how far, how the notoriety of our group now all known countrywide by one name. Unbelievable.
Under 3 minutes remaining. Here are the second, 7-point San Antonio lead. James, an easy two, just overpowers Danny Green there.
That lane cut right there into the hook post with great force.
Ginobili fakes, gets around, flips it up. And there's a vintage Manu Ginobili drive. And he'll get to the free throw line.
Watch the speed and force of the cut by James. Just blasts in, gets 2 feet in the paint against Danny Green, who has no chance on that catch. And when you catch it that deep, Mike, there's no double team, there's no help because the shot's up immediately.
Well, Ginobili to the line. Manu Ginobili, 35 years old. This is his 11th year in the NBA, but he played 6 other years over in Europe as a professional. And every summer he seems to play for the national team of Argentina. He's probably played more games than anybody over the last 17 years. Hardly ever takes a summer off. And the way he plays every minute out there, his minutes are different than most. And at 35, it's been a tough season for him. He's been banged up. He's had up and down play. They have needed a huge game from him. And he's providing that type of energy that we're used to seeing from a guy who's going to go in the Hall of Fame someday because of his overall package of European championships, NBA championships, and Olympic gold medal. Danny Green picks up his second. Crowd obviously doesn't like it, as James misses on the first one, much to the delight of the sold-out crowd. It's their first miss. They were 9 for 9. Leonard comes in and Green will sit. There's your leading scorer in the NBA Finals for the San Antonio Spurs. Not Duncan, Parker, or Ginobili. It's Danny Green. Duncan. Again, nice entry pass.
Great pass by Ginobili against the front of Haslam. The weak side help was not there again, but it was a quick push of the ball and getting into their offense very early.
Ginobili 6 assists here in the first half. Allen, the quick release, off the mark. Leonard, his 5th rebound. Just over a minute and a half remaining in what has been a high-scoring first half for San Antonio. Parker, rebound tipped and taken by Allen. James hesitates, now drives and misses. He thought he was fouled. Parker to Duncan. Ginobili wide open for 3. And he got hit. Shane Battier furious with the call. 3 free throws from Manu Ginobili. The crowd was roaring. It was impossible to hear the whistle. But Ginobili will go to the line. I don't know what Battier's upset about on that one. A delay of game warning, I believe, was just handed out to Miami.
See, that angle is tough for me to tell if he hit him or he just fell back, because Battier is an expert at getting up and through the face on his contest
without touching the
without
guy.
touching
Yes,
him.
You're right.
So
and Ginobili's an expert at falling back.
You got 2 experts.
It's the first 2.
Well, I think he fouled him not in the face, but I think he bumped him on the right shoulder.
Yep, I would agree.
And again, it goes back to the Ray Allen play where Parker fouled him. The slight contact, I think, is good to call on the jump shooters. You cannot have people up in the air worried about getting hit. You've got to be able to land without contact. But I think James does have a legitimate beef at the other end.
Meanwhile, Greg Popovich giving Manu Ginobili his first start of the season, regular season and playoffs, and Ginobili has responded. 11 points and 6 assists here in the first half. Spurs back up by 10. Battier, a 3-pointer, knocks it down, his 2nd 3-pointer of the game.
And if he can make that corner 3, he's been in a historically bad shooting slump for himself. But if he can make it, then they can downsize and they can still stay somewhat big versus having to play always a point guard. Right now, they're not playing with a point guard because neither one was having a good game.
Parker with that gorgeous teardrop. Crowd on its feet. Wade answers. Wade, he's had double figures in the first half in all 5 games. He's got 14 here tonight. Parker, way short.
And both teams were playing for 2 for 1. Wade shot his, they made it at 35.3. Parker tried to get up a 2 for 1 situation on the pull-up.
Little over a 4-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Wade doubled. 2 to shoot. Bosh is going to have to put it up. Just gets it off. And it didn't hit the rim. A 24-second violation. Spurs will have some time. Right now, there's 2.7 on the clock.
There's going to be more than that.
Ed Malloy now checking.
Around 4.
Greg Popovich has his 22nd timeout. And now they put up 4.5. And he'll use that 22nd timeout. Again, doesn't hit. It was close to going off Neal. You saw Battier shove Neal. But it's going to be Spurs ball with 4.5 seconds to go here in the second quarter when we come back. Game 5, the star players playing like stars here in the first half, as both the big three of Miami and San Antonio, huge contributions in the opening 24 minutes. Haslam comes in to guard the inbounds. Diao will throw it. Here's a set play for San Antonio. Parker comes back. Parker penetrates, gets to the rim, banks it in with 4/10 of a second remaining. And James won't attempt, and that will end the first half. Tony Parker with a beautiful drive. As San Antonio finishes up the first 2 quarters, shooting 62% from the field.
Well, just a good push against Cole. No shot blocking in the game. And an easy right-hand reverse layup by Parker.
Their leading scorer, Tim Duncan and Danny Green, 13 points, including 3 more three-pointers. Green is with Doris.
Danny, on this stage, what is allowing you to sustain this level of shooting?
I got to thank God, first of all. My teammates done a great job encouraging me, each game. And my coach is Pop. He's done a great job. Even though I miss shots, he said, you don't care how many shots you take and miss. Just play defense, hustle, and, scrap. We need you on defense.
The vast majority of their points coming through their big three. The keys defensively in the second half are what?
Try our best to slow them down. Give ourselves a chance by not turning the ball over.
Danny, thank you.
Thank
Michael.
you.
All right, Doris Green continues his historic final shooting from three-point range, in a big part. The Spurs up by 9. The Sprint halftime report coming up next. As LeBron James and the Heat, a strong first half, 16 points for LeBron James. But 4 players in double figures for San Antonio, including Green and Duncan, each with 13. 2 quarters complete here in Game 5, 9-point Spurs lead. Halftime of Game 5 of the 2013 NBA Finals. Spurs and Heat all tied up at 2 games apiece, and a strong first half for San Antonio. As we look at our Coors Light cold hard facts, 62% from the field. Danny Green hit 3 of those 5 three-pointers. The only reason they don't have offensive rebounds, hard to get it when you put the ball in the basket. Miami able to get some second chance points. But overall, a terrific first half. We've seen it throughout these playoffs, and certainly here in these finals. The team that loses the previous game comes out and plays with such desperation, but also with San Antonio, desperation and efficiency.
They did. They tried to play at a quicker pace, and it paid off. They've inserted Manu Ginobili into the starting lineup, and they wanted to play quick right from the start. And this is our crazy quick moment. After a free throw, no excuse for this, but the ball is inbounded, advanced, and thrown over the top to Duncan. 3 seconds off the shot clock. Duncan with the easy little jump hook. And then Danny Green, another stellar first half, relocating along the baseline on the staggered pick and roll for the wide open corner 3. And then finally another Green 3. As Parker dribbles at him, he again sprints to the other side of the floor, catch and shoot, on target. 61 points in a first half against Miami's D. That's very, very good offense.
A crazy quick moment, sponsored by Adidas. And Danny Green is that quick release on the three-pointer. He's tied Ray Allen for most threes in the finals. Meanwhile, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade all getting it done offensively. As you see, 40 of their 52 points, but they turn it over for the 7th time.
But Mike, I'll say this, they're playing very well defensively. I mean offensively, but defensively have not had the impact as they did in the previous Game 4.
Again, Manu Ginobili starting for the first time this season, playoffs and regular season. Mike Miller getting his 2nd straight start. And James nails a three-pointer. They're going to review it, though. And now Tony Brothers saying a two-pointer, and he's going to review it. What's the matter?
No, they gave the signal that time, so I'm just...
And it was a very good signal.
Yes, it was.
Danny Green guarded by James, who now has 18 points. Green poked away from behind by James. James drives right at Parker, kicks it out. Chalmers open. Chalmers hits. That's a three-pointer for Chalmers, and very quickly it's a 4-point game.
And they put LeBron James on Green to start this second half, and the turnovers is what fuels Miami.
And Ginobili fouls James. Again, quick turnovers back-to-back, leading to easy buckets or at least free throws for Miami.
James flicks it from behind, and then Chalmers needed this one. Spots up in the corner and knocks it in. When Miami plays really well, Chalmers is usually a guy who contributes with his timely three-point shooting or with great defensive effort.
Well, Chalmers had 19 in the Game 2 victory. Had that big 25-point game last year in the finals against Oklahoma City. And he did hit a couple of three-pointers in Game 4, but he has been a little up and down. But is not, as we've said over and over again, talk about a young player who's not afraid of the big moment, wants to take the big shot, even when he's a teammate of James and Wade. 7 straight points to open up this third quarter. Ginobili rifles it to Parker. Parker the spin, gathers and backs it in. That's so much tougher than it looks.
Absolutely, and another good pass by Ginobili. They were fronting Bosch, they were helping off Parker. He skipped the ball to the weak side and allowed Parker to attack the long closeout.
James lines that one up, misses. Duncan with his 8th rebound. Green finds Duncan, stripped by James. Another good defensive play. James with a couple of steals already here in the third. Wade lost it. Green gets it back. Green had committed 2 of the turnovers. Doesn't let it affect him that time. Puts up a 3. Puts it in. Danny Green does it again. Now has an NBA Finals record for most three-pointers in the history of the finals. His 23rd to break Ray Allen's mark. Just incredible shooting from Danny Green.
Well, a turnover by Wade, and then Green trailing in. Ginobili knows who the hot hand is, gets it to Green, and knocks in another 3. This is one of the greatest shooting displays over time that you'll ever see.
Ray Allen just watched his record go away. Man, that guy can shoot. The Spurs with a 6-point lead here with almost 2.5 gone by in the third. Danny Green breaking Ray Allen's record. On pace for the greatest three-point shooting performance in NBA Finals history. 70% from three-point range. He's 23 of 33. Got it started right away. Set a record with most threes without a miss in Game 2. And then it's 7 in Game 3. He has been just magnificent. Meanwhile, the score, if you notice the change, the LeBron James that they gave a 2-pointer, they looked as Wade misses. They looked at the replay during that last timeout, and his foot was just beyond the line. So it was turned into a 3-pointer, and the extra point for the Heat. Bosch comes way out on Duncan. Ginobili has been such a good distributor. Green beyond the arc, puts it up. In and out, that one halfway down. And Duncan fouled on the offensive rebound. Even the misses are entertaining.
But Mike, the movement away from the ball is what got him so wide open. I mean, the best shooter in this series, wide open.
There's nobody within 15 feet of him.
No, but look how, let's give him a 1.5 on that.
There's no hesitation, shooting with such confidence. Every great shooter gets in zones, but for Green to do it in his first NBA Finals, Ginobili to the basket.
And how do you take away the three-point shot? You switch some pick and rolls. Bosch just switched. They could stay matched up, but Ginobili back dribbled and attacked Bosch off the dribble. And Bosch can't let him get to his left. He's got to influence him to his right.
Parker's second foul.
So you see the switch. No shot blocking. Gets the running start. That's LeBron James's help. He's got to be there and take the charge.
Crowd not happy as Leonard picks up his third, and we check in with Doris Burke.
Mike, for the Miami Heat, those open shots, the last one by Danny Green was exactly the main point of contention according to assistant coach David Fizdale. And I asked him what they're a product of. He said lack of attention to detail. Our focus has been horrendous defensively. All of those missed coverages, lack of thinking has led to all of those uncontested shots. We'll see if they improve it here in the final 8:25 of this one, Mike.
Yeah, Doris, to see the hottest guy in the finals that wide open is incredible. It's got to drive the coaching staff crazy. Leonard with a nice move. All 5 starters in double figures for San Antonio. All between 11 and 16 points. Leonard with the 3 fouls on James. Chalmers catch and shoot. Mario Chalmers shot. Nice soft touch. He thought he got hit as well. That's his second three-pointer. Parker gets in the paint, kicks it out. Ginobili the fake, the drive. Leonard, that's a three-pointer. And that's the first rebound for LeBron James. A surprising stat. He's been so strong on the boards. Chalmers, not that time. This is the pace the Spurs want. They want to push the ball, not let the Heat defense set. And Leonard fouled on the entry pass. Second team foul on the Heat. I think it's going to be Chalmers. And that's going to be 4 on Chalmers.
Leonard is so good away from the ball when the ball's in the low post, cutting and searching an open area.
Well, we know for sure the series is going to switch to Miami for Game 6. So we'll have it for you on ABC. Tuesday night, tip-off shortly after 9. Will there be a Game 7? We'll also be in Miami, if necessary. Parker gets in, stripped. That's the 3rd steal for James here in the 3rd quarter. And he finds Wade. Wade misses, ball knocked away. Good hustle from Duncan to get back. Duncan inside to Diaw. And Diaw is fouled. You know, Tim Duncan, it looked like it was going to be an easy layup. Didn't have to hustle back, but goes back and make sure that they can't get an offensive rebound.
Absolutely. Danny Green, another good play in transition to contest the layup of Dwayne Wade. And then, as you said, Mike, Tim Duncan getting in the play, coming over the top of LeBron James.
Diaw, who did not play a second in Game 3, had struggled in Game 2, but gave some good minutes in the loss in Game 4 in the first half. Gets to the line. Gary Neal comes in. Ginobili will sit. How about Ginobili in his first start? His best performance so far in these finals, 13 points and 8 assists.
And considerably more minutes, too.
Played 19 already. Diaw is on James. Gets the feed, kicks it out. Wade wide open for the 2-pointer. 18 for Wade and 7 assists. Back to 4. Neal drives. Neal looking deflected. James again with another excellent defensive play. Drives in, blocked by Green. James gets it back, misses it. Knocked out of bounds. No, saved by Green. Parker, the floater, puts it in.
Two plays you rarely see Miami miss, the transition opportunities, and then the turnaround play of Parker getting the wide open little floater there. Huge plays.
The Spurs not giving up on those plays. As Chalmers runs, misses. Diaw tips it right out to Miller. Chalmers wide open. Duncan with his 11th rebound. Chalmers is on Duncan. There's the double. Finds Diaw. Back out to Green. Neal for three. Rushed it. And James goes down hard as Green came flying in to deflect it. James is slow to get up, and Eric Spoelstra calls timeout. Well, LeBron James a bit shaken up. You watch him and you think he's indestructible, but he went down hard.
A lot of contact on this rebound.
Green got away with a foul there. James goes down, although braced his fall. And we've got a timeout here in the third. Spurs by 6. Danny Green leading them with 16 points, but he's also doing things at the other end of the floor, Jeff.
All series, he's been doing a great job in transition. Here, a great strip of James, and then James gathers it and just misses a makeable shot. But I'll tell you the other thing, Mike, great piece of officiating, not just blowing a habit whistle on that transition, and then the turnaround part of it, I said wide open, not even close to wide open. Well-defended floater by Mike Miller, but Parker's got such an exquisite touch.
June 16th, 2013, 8:54 Eastern Time. Jeff Van Gundy says, great piece of officiating.
Oh, you just sound like all the sensitive officials all the time.
James misses. And Diaw tips it out to Parker. Again, they push. Parker to the basket. Parker banks it in. Spurs back up by 8, 17 for Parker. As you said earlier, the key for San Antonio tonight, can they keep this pace up? Wade knocks it down. 20 points for Wade already at 32 in game 4.
And Mike, it's important to keep the pace up because of how good Miami's half-court defense is.
We've seen on the few times they've been in it, they've been forcing turnovers. Spurs do have 13 turnovers, 5 of them already here in this third period. Green is on Bosch. Bosch gets in and dumps it in. Timeout Spurs. Well, San Antonio's extended the lead 17 in the first half, 9 here in the third quarter. But the Heat keep coming back.
Bosch gets a mismatch and gets to his sweet spot for the little left-hand jump hook. And cuts the San Antonio deficit to 4.
I can't imagine that there are any fans that are better, that are more supportive, more passionate, more loyal than the fans in the NBA.
They come out every night and cheer loud as they can and come out support us, and even off the floor, they support all of us.
And they're come out and support us every game and push us forward.
They bring the energy. Every home game, away game, no matter what.
They just have a never say die attitude. They always feel as though there's always a chance to win.
We appreciate that and we recognize that, and that's why we go extra hard.
NBA fans rule. They're there for 82 games, night in and night out, screaming their lungs out, and it's the experience that makes it all worthwhile.
We have the people that love to be a part of the game, that love to be involved, love to watch basketball, and then we love them for that.
Now the fans in San Antonio know this is the last time they'll see their team play on their home floor tonight. Hoping they go to Miami with a 3-2 lead. Right now, the lead has been cut to 4, 3.5 remaining in the third.
And without Parker on the floor and James and Wade both on there, can they create enough fast-paced offense?
The foul came before the shot. Neal got Allen with a nice head fake, but it was on the floor. 4th team foul for the Heat. San Antonio will inbound as Ray Allen picks up his 3rd.
And Mike, no Norris Cole to back up Chalmers right away in this half. They go to Battier, play without a point guard.
No teams without a real point guard. Ginobili gets inside, flips it up, and James rips it as Duncan was in pursuit. Battier wide open for 3. Bosch comes flying in for the rebound, his 6th.
And Mike, 5 of them have been offensive rebounds.
And a foul. The basket will count, and a foul on Ginobili. And it'll be a 1-shot free throw for Shane Battier. Greg Popovich does not like the call, as Ginobili will pick up his 2nd.
They're trying to go under the pick and roll.
See, I find that's so hard to call. They're arm wrestling down there. Who's the one that initiates it? I think that's the most difficult call. So 2 for Ginobili. A 3-point play in San Antonio. Their lead is cut to 1. Green. Bang! Danny Green from way downtown.
Listen, Mike, normally at that range, you would go under. Against Danny Green, you can't even think about going under.
He just won't stop. Green now with 19. He's 5 of 7 from 3-point range. Wade blocked by Ginobili. The quick outlet to Neal. Bad pass, deflected last touch by Bosch. And it's going to be San Antonio ball. 16 to shoot.
Look at where this dribble handoff takes place. I mean, that's a good 5 feet beyond the 3. And that is like a layup for him right now.
So it's perfect form.
And the balance, Mike.
And quick release. Ginobili, couple of jab steps, drives, count it, and 1. Manu Ginobili with a chance for a 3-point play. His best game of these finals.
Ray Allen influencing him right. Ginobili takes it, takes the little bump, and hits the little floater before Bosch can react and give help on the baseline drive.
Now, I've got a trivia question for you. We said Ginobili hasn't started a single game all season, regular season or playoffs, as the crowd chanting Manu, Manu. Is he the first player ever to start a finals game after not starting at all during the regular season or playoffs?
I'm going to say you wouldn't bring that up if there wasn't someone else. So I'm going to say there is, and I'm going to say it's San Antonio, and I'm going to say Robert Horry.
I'm going to say you're wrong about San Antonio as Ginobili puts it up and puts it in. Spurs up by 9. Marcus Camby in the 99 finals for your Knicks. How about Ginobili? 18 points, 8 assists. Ray Allen. Wild shot. He can't touch it first. Cole picks it up. 6 to shoot. James, nice feed down, but Bosch couldn't handle a pass. 9th turnover for Miami. Splitter will come in to give Duncan a rest. Tim Duncan, 13 points and 11 rebounds. The Manu Ginobili of old tonight here in Game 5.
2 days off, the meeting with Greg Popovich, and the start. To me, that's what's turned it around for Ginobili.
Green given room, even though he's about 28 feet from the basket. Ginobili, nice feed, Splitter on the finish. What a gorgeous pass from Ginobili. And the Spurs on a 10-0 run.
And one of the reasons that was so open is they were hugging Danny Green on the weak side. So the man normally who would give help on that roll by Splitter was not there.
Final minute, 3rd quarter. Cole finds Haslam. Bad pass off his shin.
Look at the Ginobili pass. LeBron James is leaking out because Green is the shooter on the weak side. That shows you, Mike, the power of three-point shooting.
Ginobili, three-pointer. In and out, Haslam the rebound. He wanted that one desperately. Diaw putting a little more size by guarding James. James blows past him and gets hammered by Splitter. And James will go to the free throw line. Been to the line more tonight so far than any other finals game. Only 10 free throw attempts in the first 4 games. And this will get him there again.
That's just a tough matchup for Boris Diaw. But I think he's acquitted himself pretty well when he's had to guard James. They want to try to keep a bigger body on him.
James misses the free throw. Matt Bonner checks in. And certainly, you know, he's not the quickest guy, but he's a smart player, plays the angles. There you see the free throws again coming into this game. Only 10 free throw attempts. This will be his 8th already. Overall, the Heat, excellent from the line, 13 of 15. That's 87%. 22 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals for LeBron James, but his team down by 10. Shot clock turned off. Ginobili on the drive, right-handed, banks it in. Using his offhand. Battier from half court. And the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Manu Ginobili in his first start of the season, 20 points, 9 assists. And San Antonio ends the period on a 12-1 run, 7 by Ginobili. A magnificent performance from Ginobili, who's been struggling throughout these playoffs. And a historic finals for Danny Green. 5 more three-pointers. This presentation of the NBA Finals continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires for game-changing traction inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. 4th quarter set to begin. Spurs up by a dozen moments ago. Doris Burke with Greg Popovich.
Mike, thank you. What impact is Manu's level having on your group?
Well, when Manu plays like Manu Ginobili, we're a much better basketball team.
What does this final 12 minutes have to be about for your guys?
I think, first of all, it's about defensive transition and about us keeping our pace on offense.
Pop, thank you. Mike.
All right, Doris, the chance of Manu. Manu This special player so beloved here in San Antonio from Argentina, who has struggled mightily at times in these playoffs. He's had his moments, but overall, it has not been an easy stretch. Puts up a three-pointer, way off, and Haslam the rebound. Ray Allen, here's the transition defense Greg Popovich was just talking about, and a foul is going to go against Udonis Haslam. But Jeff, the other thing that Popovich told Doris, and that's, you talked about this, the key to the whole game, pace.
No question. And it's harder to create that pace without a true point guard on the floor. Especially in the fourth quarter, Mike, where the intensity ratchets up.
Neal, Splitter, Leonard, Ginobili, and Diaw on the floor right now. Shot clock down to 4. Leonard fakes. Gonna have to get it up, and it's gonna be a 20. Oh, Splitter just flings it up. He had to. And it is a 24-second violation.
Two very bad possessions by San Antonio to start the fourth.
Chalmers, Battier, Haslam, James, and Allen.
And I love the substitution by Greg Popovich. Going back to Duncan and Parker. They don't need a ton of rest right now. You're in the 5th game of the finals.
James drives a Diaw. Good defense. James has to pull up for the jumper.
Excellent defense by Diaw.
Diaw foul by Battier. And Battier picks up his second. And Duncan and Parker in for Neal and Splitter.
He catches the first move and makes James take a little 8-footer versus giving up an angle to the rim, a layup, free throws. Terrific defense by Diaw.
He has given Greg Popovich 23 good minutes. Not huge numbers. 1 point, 4 boards, 3 assists. Ginobili flips it up and in. His high game of these playoffs, he's got 22. Plus a playoff high, 9 assists. A 14-point lead for San Antonio and another standing ovation here at the AT&T Center. Final home game of the season for the San Antonio Spurs. First start of the year for their beloved Manu Ginobili. And he has responded in a huge way. 90 seconds gone by in the fourth. Spurs by 14. Time for Fresh Off the Wire, served to you by KFC. Manu Ginobili, who is struggling in the first 4 games of these finals. Look at the numbers, and the shooting percentage has erupted tonight. And this crowd here at the AT&T Center, delirious over one of their all-time favorite players.
And in typical unorthodox fashion, look where he takes off, floats a good bit of distance, readjusts. That is such a difficult shot. And then off the curl, from side out of bounds, the little floater from 12 feet.
His whole bag of tricks evident here tonight. The left-handed Ginobili also hit a beautiful runner with a right hand. James doubled. Out to Wade. Wade to the basket. Wade looked like he got hit. Duncan got a piece of it.
Mike, and I'll tell you his biggest trick in his bag of tricks. It's called pride.
Leonard from downtown. Largest lead of the game. 8 more three-pointers for San Antonio. They have been unbelievable from downtown, led by Danny Green, as Ginobili picks up his 3rd. Coming into this game, the last 3 games of these finals, games 2, 3, and 4, they're 34 for 68, 50% against not a great defensive team. And this is a 17-1 run going back to the 3rd quarter. James barrels in, shot short, gets his rebound. Back up. That won't go. Diaw tips it out, picked up by Leonard. Parker out to Green. Green for 3. Duncan on the follow. 19-point lead. Timeout Miami. ESPN following our game. We'll have complete post-game coverage of Game 5 from San Antonio. Of course, U.S. Open as Rose beats Mickelson. And Steven Strasburg's return, all coming up on SportsCenter on ESPN. The Spurs up by 19. Their defense on LeBron James here in the second half very strong, as James just 1 for his last 9 from the field. Lots of contact. That's the way this game has gone, and James now 7 of 20, 22 points. The Spurs defense has been excellent. Here's some of the numbers from Game 5. Danny Green passing Ray Allen. Ginobili gets the start, magnificent, and the Spurs on a 19-1 run.
Terrible mistake by Diaw, fouling before the ball's inbounded. 94 feet away, leads to 2 free throws.
He obviously doesn't agree with it, as Diaw picks up his first.
That's a foul.
Look at the reaction. And Chalmers misses the free throw. Let's listen to a recent Greg Popovich huddle.
Pace, pace, pace. After we rebound, keep pounding on that rock. Just pound it. It's supposed to be hard. It's the final. All right? Give them some adversity. Knock the stuffing out of them. Keep playing.
Are you not inspired to go out and just go crazy after hearing that?
That pound the rock is their mantra. It's up in so many languages in their back hallways. It's incredible. I don't know how many different languages it's in, and I can't read any of them, but it's about pounding the rock because on the 100th time, that rock just may crack.
Duncan gets out of trouble. Leonard on the drive, goes into Bosch. Shot won't go, but a foul, as Bosch picks up his 4th. It's like a replay, with the exception of Game 1. Close at halftime, and then at some point in the 3rd quarter, one team finds itself and goes on this huge run. And we have a double-figure deficit.
And I want Miami to find itself right now. Instead of the Game 3 where they had too much give to them when it started to get out of hand. Hold the fort right here. Make a push. Get it to 10 with 4 minutes. Give yourself a chance.
Kawhi Leonard, 15 points, 7 rebounds. 20-point lead.
And 1 facial expression.
Coming up on 3 minutes gone by here in the third. Still plenty of time, but San Antonio in complete control. Wade shot misses. And a moving screen on Diaw. And he's got his mouth agape again. What? His reactions to calls on him are priceless. Chalmers came up high.
Yeah, I thought he got hit pretty good right there.
Can't be cry wolf though. Like the last one, he clearly fouled and he had the same expression. Gotta get some credibility. Ray Allen hits the 3 and a foul. Danny Green bumped him. And that's the third on Green.
Has there ever been 2 4-point plays in one final game by the same guy? I mean, this is his second 4-point play opportunity.
My guess is no, but we'll have to get our statistician Dave Freed on it.
And a mistake by Danny Green. You don't give help off the strong side corner, and particularly off Ray Allen.
The scoreboard here in the arena says 96-79. But it is 80. As you see on your TV screen, it was a 3-pointer plus 1. Now they change it here in the arena as Mike Miller's going to come back in. Yeah, Allen clearly behind. And Green clearly fouled him. Meanwhile, Chalmers picks up his 5th foul down the other end. 14th foul on the Heat already with 8:27 remaining. So it's James, Wade, and Bosch with Miller and Ray Allen.
And when they go with this no point guard lineup, they put James on Parker.
Green the runner. This time finishes. 21 for Danny Green. Throwing in an occasional 2-pointer as well. Ray Allen. Wild pass finds its way to Wade. James, Ray Allen wide open. That's good. Back-to-back threes for Ray Allen. He's got 13 points, and it's cut to 15. As hot as Danny Green can get, Ray Allen certainly capable. Duncan backs in against Bosch, misses badly. Bosch took a shot, and Wade comes the other way.
Good defense by Bosch, taking away Duncan's counter move to the baseline.
Wade the crossover. Nearly stripped by Duncan. Bosch gets inside, and Bosch finishes strong. And Greg Popovich wants a timeout. A 20-point lead, quickly cut to 13. Oh, it's still 7:23 remaining. And here's what you wanted to see from the Miami Heat, Jeff.
Very good response. 7 points by Allen. Composure by Bosch to let Duncan fly by, and then finish with strength to cut it to a manageable lead.
ESPN's presentation of the 2013 NBA Finals on ABC. Brought to you by Man of Steel from Warner Brothers Pictures. Now playing. The all-new 2014 Kia Sorento crossover and Kia Motors. Official automotive partner of the NBA. And Dove Men Plus Care. Wishing all dads a happy Father's Day.
The whole month of March, we were down double digits. We had storm back and win. Okay? It's one possession at a time. All right?
During that 27-game winning streak, The second longest in NBA history. They did it seemingly on a nightly basis. They put themselves in a 20-point hole, but a terrific initial response.
Absolutely. They won in so many different ways during that 27-game winning streak. But this lineup, no point guard. How can Tony Parker stay so effective against James? What is it that they can do to help him?
The Heat have certainly picked up their defensive intensity. Up into the shooters. Parker gets past James. The floater again. Bosh, or Wade, excuse me, got a piece of it. And last touch by San Antonio.
Good action by San Antonio to get Parker a running start, but excellent help by Wade.
Wade with 22 points, 9 assists tonight. Floats that one up, and they're going to wave it off. A violation, a screen set out of bounds by Mike Miller, and that negates the bucket. Well, what a huge call right there. Spoelstra can't believe it. You can't set a screen out of bounds.
And he did, and he made contact. However slight it was, that's the correct call.
13-point lead. Just over 5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Spurs trying to head to Miami with a 3-2 edge here in these finals. Duncan fakes, spins inside, banks it in. Vintage move from Tim Duncan. San Antonio still 59% shooting for the game. Wade, the crossover. Falling away, difficult shot, and he nails it.
25 field goal attempts in the last game, 21 so far. Dwayne Wade has to play this aggressively.
Ginobili jab step, drives on James, falling away, knocks it down! Another circus shot for Ginobili. Falling right, shooting left. He's got 24, the most points he's scored all season long. Leonard with the steal. Ginobili to the basket, not that time, and Leonard the rebound. And Parker will reset. Greg Popovich picked a good night to start Manu Ginobili. Parker the runner, and he got hit. The follow from Duncan will not count. Parker fouled on his shot attempt, and he'll shoot two with 5:18 remaining.
Duncan on the previous possession, then Ginobili. Going back in the time machine to their youthful days. Mike, this guy, as Greg Popovich has said, and so many NBA players, Manu Ginobili, is one of the greatest competitors. He might not have the athleticism of the Jordans and the Bryants, but he has their competitive greatness. And so it's no surprise with his amount of pride and determination that he's bounced back.
He's been a winner wherever he's played. Was a EuroLeague champion when he played in Italy, an NBA champion with the Spurs, an Olympic champion with Argentina. And of the big three in San Antonio, he has the highest winning percentage of the three of them. Bosh gets inside on a pretty pass from James. And it stays at 15 with 5 minutes remaining. Parker the runner. How did Parker put that one in? 21 for Parker. Parker's played 32 minutes. Greg Popovich would love to get a comfortable lead in the next and get a chance to sit Parker in the next couple of minutes. And a 17-point lead, pretty comfortable.
I mean, the finish over Dwayne Wade. I mean, that's just exquisite, really.
Parker penetrates again, and he's fouled. Well, we've got Game 6 coming up from Miami on Tuesday night on ABC. Tip-off shortly after 9. Our coverage begins Kia NBA Countdown at 8:30. As the Spurs hoping to be up 3-2 right now, in very good position. You know, Ginobili, there was an interesting article in the San Antonio Express today talking about 2005 when the Spurs beat the Detroit Pistons in 7 games. Manu Ginobili's 35. Robert Horry was the same age. He was 35, and he was struggling in that series. And then in Game 5, Horry erupted at 21 for the game, including 18 in the fourth quarter and overtime. And that came after they lost by 31 in the previous game. And Robert Horry helped them take a 3-2 lead. They wind up winning in 7. Ginobili struggling in the series, also at 35, erupting here tonight. Leonard almost stole it. As we check in with Doris Burke.
Mike Breen, though Manu Ginobili has battled injuries over the last several seasons, when he was asked about it this year in the midst of these struggles, in these finals, he said, this is not about my body. My body is not the issue here. If I'm not playing well, it's because I'm not playing well, not because my body is limited to me. There's so many things to like about this guy.
Well, he's never been one to make excuses, Doris, and he has had all sorts of injuries. He said the 9-day break between the conference finals and the finals after they swept was huge. And you see again, he was a professional for a number of years before he came to the NBA. He's played year-round every single season, with the exception of the times he's been injured. And with his reckless style, he does tend to get banged up.
And Mike, all they're doing right now, San Antonio, is trying to have whoever's guarding Mike Miller, or whoever Mike Miller is guarding, set the screen on the ball against Parker to get the switch so Parker can then attack. If I was Miami right now, I'm not switching James off of Miller or off of Parker. I'm showing on that and telling James, you're staying with Tony Parker.
Wade deflected, gets to James. James gets inside, foul, banks it in with 3:27 remaining. And has a chance to cut it to 14. James now with 24 points.
James probably got away with the travel, but good strength to finish through the contact by Ginobili.
By the way, an answer to your question, our good friends at Elias says it has never happened in an NBA Finals game, or if the player 2 4-point plays, as Ray Allen has done tonight.
And Mike, I really think going forward into games 6 and maybe 7, that whoever can limit the other shooters, Danny Green or Ray Allen, has a great opportunity to give some separation.
Oh, Ray Allen with a fancy move. Can't finish. Wade the rebound. Wade rifles it out. Allen for 3. Puts it in. Ray Allen from downtown in an 11-point game with just under 3 to play. 19 points for Ray Allen. 13 of them here in the fourth quarter. And Parker will take time off the clock.
See, I like that adjustment. Mike Miller that time didn't switch. He showed.
Parker fakes and he dragged his pivot foot.
And great court awareness by Wade on the previous Allen 3 to get up in the air and be able to throw across his body for the Allen corner 3.
Wade has 10 assists, many to Allen. Crowd on its feet. A little anxious right now, a 20-point lead, down to 11. Allen, no! They wave it off on a moving screen. And that one would have made it an 8-point game. And LeBron James picking up his first foul. And we'll have a timeout. 2:23 remaining. Fourth quarter. 11-point lead for the Spurs. Manu Ginobili, a part of this unbelievable run for San Antonio. He's got 3 rings like Parker. Struggling throughout these playoffs, gets his first start of the season and responds with the most points he scored all season. Playoffs and the regular season. And some the usual Manu Ginobili. A bag of tricks, the unpredictability, the recklessness, that time with the offhand, the right hand. That's why he is so beloved here in San Antonio. And no one was more upset than Ginobili on how poorly he was playing, to the point where Greg Popovich really had to talk to him and say to him, hey, you're Manu Ginobili, just go out and play. Play with aggressiveness, play with confidence.
And he scored so well that it can take away from his great passing. He has really passed the ball well tonight. 9 assists of the 20 total Spur helpers.
2:15 remaining. Ginobili traveled before the deflection. He's also played 31 minutes. He's only averaging 24 here in these finals. Allen, backdoor cut. Ray Allen, just unbelievable. 14 points. Check that, 15 here in the fourth. 9-point game. Just under 2 to play.
They can't forget about Duncan when they start to struggle.
Parker to the basket, kicks it out Leonard. Green lost it. And another turnover with 1:43 remaining. This one not over yet.
Terrific response by Miami.
Down by 20 earlier here in the fourth quarter. Down by 17 with 3.5 left. Wade to the basket, misses but is fouled. And Wade will shoot 2. A chance now to cut it to 7 as Duncan picks up the foul. First foul on Duncan.
No switch on the pick on the ball. Wade to the rim.
So Wade now will go to the line. Wade with 24 points, 10 assists.
And Mike, they're getting their scores quickly. They're not having to run a lot of clock.
A rough time to miss a free throw. We're going to have complete post-game coverage, Jeff, from San Antonio on SportsCenter coming up on ESPN. The studio guys and a whole lot more. As their explosive team trying to make this huge comeback. Wade goes 1 for 2. It's down to 8. 9 straight points now for Miami. Parker on the drive. Scoop layup, banks it in. Another pretty play from Tony Parker. And that ends the 9-0 run. James strong to the basket. He thought he was hit. Ginobili the other way. Green steps back for 3. Bang!
Danny Green. A magnificent performance.
Green puts it up, puts it in. Danny Green continues to light it up from downtown. Green again. It's good. Danny Green has just tied Ray Allen's record. Drives in, blocked by Green. Knocked out of bounds. No, saved by Green. Puts up a three, puts it in. Now has an NBA Finals record for most three-pointers in the history of the Finals. 25 three-pointers for Green through 5 games, and there's at least one more. Ray Allen had the old record at 22. And his veteran teammates so pleased for Green, who's come such a long way. A big break for last year for Danny Green. When he really got in the rotation was when Manu Ginobili broke his hand. How many times have we seen that over the years? An injury opens up the door for a player, and he burst through that door and has now solidified himself as one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. 6 more tonight. One of the all-time greats from that distance has been watching.
And Mike, when you're in a position like Danny Green is, you don't get multiple opportunities to break through that door. You better be ready when that door opens. Give him credit. When Ginobili went out, he was ready.
Well, both teams have brought in the substitutes, as this one now 13-point game in the final minute, as the San Antonio Spurs will head to Miami up 3-2. James Jones, speaking of good three-point shooters, hits the long one that makes it 10. Corey Joseph, Splitter, Boris Diaw, Matt Bonner, and DeColo in the game right now for San Antonio. And the crowd on its feet. This is the final time they'll see their team play this season. Last home game for these San Antonio Spurs. As this series continues the roller coaster ride as they alternate wins. And this one a wire-to-wire victory. San Antonio went up by as many as 17 early. He cut it to 1 late in the third quarter. It was a 1-point game with 3 minutes to go in the third. And like we've seen in every game but game 1, another team exploding. What an impressive bounce-back win from San Antonio, much like Miami did in the previous game. And the Spurs will head to Miami up 3-2 here in the NBA Finals. Well, LeBron James and the Heat trying to win 2 in a row, but unable to do it despite putting up some pretty good numbers. Tonight belonged to San Antonio.
And now Miami's in the same position they were when they lost to Dallas. Down 3-2, going home. 2 home games to try to win back-to-back championships.
That was in 2011 as we check in with Doris Burke.
Manu, which had the greater impact and why? The start or the message from Greg Popovich in your conversation?
I think both. Everything helps. We had a good couple talks in the locker room. We all knew how important this game was, and we needed a win. We couldn't go to Miami needing to win both games, so great opportunity now to, one win away.
Good to see you back, Manu. Yeah. Danny, despite a 20-point lead, Miami made this a basketball game. How do you guys go on the road and win one for a championship? What will it take?
First of all, like I said, once again, I got to thank God. There's no other reason than a higher power the way we're playing right now, the way I'm playing right now. But we have to be able to come out with intensity, stay focused for 48 minutes, not have any lapses, and continue to play defense, get stops, because a team like that is very powerful and they can get going.
The most important thing you can do to sustain the shooting in a tough building, what is it?
Stay focused. Hopefully, we get some easy ones, continue to move the ball, don't turn it over. We get some open looks, get us a rhythm. It'll help us stay hot.
Danny, thanks.
Thank you.
In his first NBA Finals, Danny Green, another magnificent performance as San Antonio wins in their final home game as they head to Miami now to try and win yet another championship. Final score here in Game 5, the Spurs 114, the Heat 104. For Jeff Van Gundy, Doris Burke, Steve Javie, producer Tim Corrigan, director Jimmy Moore, and our outstanding crew, Mike Breen, saying thanks for watching ABC, home of the NBA Finals. We'll be back to wrap it up after this from our ABC stations.